Hello dreamers, welcome back on my channel. Today a new tutorial. I want to show you the technique with which I created this scene. Today you want to see my hands because for this video I thought this perspective was better because there will be some details that you will have to see well, and off screen it would have been difficult. I remind you that my short movie Animal is coming soon. It's almost here. You can already find the first teaser on my channel. If you missed it, you can find the link below. As always, I invite you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done, activate the bell, like, and above all, if you are interested, watch the video until the end. But let's start immediately with a new project. There are some elements that we need to create this effect, and the first is a grid, which I'm going to retrieve from Procreate. To do it, you can use a brush that you can find here on Procreate. I choose a gray color. Now add a new layer, fill the canvas, black, with a texture brush, grill, I paint. Now I'm going to bring this level to Dreams. Okay, we can start our project. This plane will be essential to have a reference. Resize a bit. Now, as I have already shown you in a previous tutorial, we put this plane into a different perspective, and to do so, I group it for the first time, I enter the group and I group it again. The main group crush it on y-axis, enter the group, and the second one rotate. And do you see how the perspective changes? If I then go into compose mode, for example, I can resize it as I want. But let's go back to keyframe mode. First thing I do is add a rotation animation on the inner group. A keyframe at 0 and a keyframe at 10 seconds. And at this point I rotate the layer. For this type of animations we should have a constant movement, so as a trend curve we use the linear one. Now what I want to do is add a rectangle that will serve as our first wall. In a new track with red color and a fantastic selection tool, create directly a rectangle. Ok, finish drawing. Now I can resize a bit and moving it here for now. And with the distortion tool I modify the shape in this way, taking the grid as a reference. I remove a bit of opacity because it will be very important to see the grid well. The more precise you are in this operation, the better the animation will work in the end. Where the rectangle attaches to the grid, be very careful to take the intersection between the lines and not a random point. But at this stage, for the vertices at the top, we don't have to be too precise. The important thing is that the shape is in the right perspective in comparison to the plane. Okay, like this for example. I think you already understood my intent. Obviously we should add another distortion keyframe to complete the animation. On a new track now I'm going to mark the vertices at the bottom of the rectangle. With this yellow I drew a dot in this point and another one here. Obviously the points will not follow the grid animation. What you will have to do is take at least one of these 2 points as a reference and follow with your eyes, where it will be positioned at the end of the animation. At this intersection there is the point we need. Now I'm going to mark it with this green color. This will be the point where I will have to move the vertex of the rectangle. Now I just need to count the number of squares from here to the other vertex to get the next point. The base has a length of 12 squares. Now that I have these parameters, I can add a distortion keyframe at 10 seconds and move the vertices. I take off some opacity from this layer. Okay. I bring the first vertex towards the green dot. Here, okay. I go back into drawing mode, count 12 squares again and mark the point. I choose another color. We now know where to set the other vertex. Don't pay attention if the shape disappears and move the vertex to the right place. We'll have to move the vertices up to make the animation work. I now take the vertices above the rectangle. We shouldn't be too precise in this case either. The important thing is that the shape has at least the same perspective and height. The grid helps us a lot anyway. Restore the opacity, and now let's do a test. The effect already works very well. Now I can duplicate this layer and add the other faces. First I change the color with HSB filter. Fantastic green. With the first rectangle as a reference, it will be easier to position the others. Always using the distortion tool at the beginning of the timeline, I modify the shape like this. Try to give the right perspective. Ok. I will have to change the form to 10 seconds. Let's go back to drawing mode and count the squares here. In this case we have 8 squares. We'll modify the shape for this number. Maybe it's better if I help myself by going to draw them. Okay, now I can modify the shape. Turn off some opacity. Okay. I'd say that's good. I can take this one. Remember the right perspective. And here the result. Absolutely fake 3D to the next level. I'm going to duplicate this shape again. Here it will be easier and easier now to fix the other faces. I change the color again with the HSB filter. Move the layer here. Okay, at this point. Like in this case, if you find any misalignment, it will now be easier to correct. I will obviously have to change the distortion keyframe to 10 seconds for the blue rectangle too. I'm going to help myself with the shape that's already there. I move these vertices here. I already know that the rectangle will have to cover the length of 12 squares on the grid, and I also move these vertices accordingly. Let's say that once we manage to put the first two faces, everything else becomes really easy. And vamos! I'm going to duplicate this green face once again to close the shape on this side. Change the color with this purple, okay, and move to the other side at this point, and I do a check to a vertex at keyframe 0 and I modify where necessary. Check here and check this vertex. Okay. I'm going straight to modify to 10 seconds. Here it will be really easy. Just be careful to put the right vertices in the right position. We're almost there. Here. Turn on opacity. And now I do a test. Very good. Now on a new track I want to add a new layer. I also want to make the roof of this shape. With this yellow and the selection tool I create this rectangle. With the distortion tool again I want to put this shape like a roof. Distort at keyframe 0 in this way. Ok, now I add another keyframe at 10 seconds and distort again. Ok, finish. Now I do a test. And what do you think? I can then group all the elements into a single group if I have to make camera movements, for example. And group. Now I want two resides and move the shape a little more to the center. Obviously I don't want the grid to remain as ground. I can decide, for example, to go on the layer, enter the group, if I find it, ok, edit drawing, I choose this color, I'm going to look for organic brushes, organic, I take rainforest, and I can decide to directly cover the grid like this. Maybe I should increase the opacity. You can do much better than me in drawing, I'm sure. But this is to show you that once you have made the animations, you can cover the grid and use it directly as a background. Now we can go back to the main group. I want to add a camera movement. But first I want to change the anchor point because the lens will have to focus on the three-dimensional object. It's already pretty good, but I want to place it more here. With the Move and Scale tool, I set a keyframe at the beginning of the timeline, a second one at 10 seconds, resize a little here. At 10 seconds I get much closer. Trend curve to linear and vamos! Well dreamers, we have reached the end of this fantastic tutorial. I hope it will be useful for your projects. We learned how to arrange a 3D object in 2 dimensions and added a simple camera movement. This system is the basis of this scene in my short film Animate, which I remind you is coming soon. If something is not clear to you, write to me in the comments. Thank you so much for watching and